What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. Back with another video because of breaking news in the world of wrestling. Um, AEW has fired CM Punk. Um, to the shock of, quite frankly, a lot of people, myself included. Tony Khan made a decision that might be the best one he could make for all parties involved. And I don't say that lightly. Let me start off first by saying I am a CM Punk fan. I have my own opinions about a lot of the stuff that was going on with Punk and AEW. I have a lot of opinions about what was done as far as the wrestling media and Punk and all of that. With all of that said, this is the second time he's gotten into a physical altercation backstage at one of their big shows. Um, and you can't have that. You just can't. Whether you like someone or not, it's kind of a you can't have that happening. And this was a huge black guy going all in, just like it was for All Out last year. So within the span of a year, he's had two major backstage incidents that ended with punches being thrown or an alter or with fights. That's unacceptable. You can't do that. I'm also of the opinion that Jack Perry should be fired for his role in it because of the fact that he allegedly premeditated his comments that set the whole thing off in the first place. I mean, if you premeditated that, then he should be fired for that because it's also part of the same black eye that Punk caused. Um, the big question everybody has is what happens with Punk? At least that's what everybody's asking. Does he go back to WWE? I highly doubt it. I mean, a lot of the people that were there when he left are still in charge. Even though he had that talk with Triple H when he went to visit when they were in Chicago, that doesn't necessarily mean that like everything's hunky dory. He may have mended fences on some level, which shows some growth, though, some growth on his part. And Hunter's always going to do what's best for business. He did it with Warrior. He did it with so many other people that you never thought would be back there, but he got them to come back. And he was a big part in getting those guys back there. Um, so there's no telling. There's a strong possibility that Punk could go back. But honestly, given how this ended, why the fuck would he want to? He doesn't need wrestling anymore. He's got his other interests, his other ventures that he's done that have been fairly successful. He has that show Heels he does. He's acting. He's done a couple of movie horror films. He's written comics. The UFC thing didn't work out so great, but he could go into like a smaller promotion and do that if he wants to. He had the balls to get into the cage, or the ring, which I've said it from jump that take he had more balls than a lot of people who were talking shit about him to actually go do it. A lot of people made fun of him for it, but he went and he did it. So that showed a serious amount of balls and a commitment to try. Whether it worked out or not is irrelevant. He had the balls to do it, and I respect that. So, that the fact that but yeah, like with all the drama he's had in wrestling the past couple years, especially this last year in AEW, why the fuck would he want to sign up for more? Now, there's a rumor out there that allegedly AJ AJ Lee is going back to WWE now that she's finished up with Women of Wrestling. Now, obviously, working with his wife again, that might be enticing to him. Maybe he just goes back for the Hall of Fame induction or something and just says, fuck it, I'm done, I'm retired. And he goes back for the Hall of Fame induction. Maybe he goes back to maybe work with a Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. Mixed up with John Cena again. I mean, there's a possibility of those things happening. Absolutely. Maybe he works with The Miz. There were words on the mic between the two of them would be really fucking good. I mean, maybe he works with LA Knight. There's tons of people he could work with in WWE. And they'd be insane not to want to work with him or do business. He's the hottest guy in wrestling right now, and he just got let go maybe like an hour or so ago. So that should tell you something. Could he sue AEW? Highly unlikely. They claim they fired him with cause. If you get into a fight at your job, they're gonna fire you. So I don't see him winning any type of lawsuit in that case. I'm not a lawyer, so I'll leave that up to people who know legal stuff more better than I do. But if you're fired with the cause, you can't really get any. You're kind of fucked as far as like any type of back pay and stuff like that. So that's probably not going to happen. Does he do any type of interview or something where he talks about this stuff? I would pay to see that shit right now, quite frankly. I would have him on here on my channel to talk about it if he knew who the fuck I was. He doesn't. I would just give him the platform and say, Mr. Brooks, the floor is yours. Let loose. There may be something blocking him from doing that. I highly doubt it. But I mean, it's just sad because like for AEW, this kind of fucks them as far as like this Collision tonight and All Out tomorrow are gonna be probably a shit show. I don't expect it to be a full arena on either event. I expect there to be a lot of people who are mad about the decision. They run a lot of shows in Chicago, and I don't think they're gonna be able to do that now going forward. Chicago's kind of become a dead zone to them because whenever WWE would run in Chicago, the CM Punk chants were loud and fierce. Even if you didn't like what Punk did or the way he went about certain things, he has a very loyal fan base. I am one of those people. If I were at the shows up in Chicago, I would probably be chanting for Punk with a lot of other people. Because on a lot of levels with all of this, and I've said this a million times, I'm of the opinion that the Elite and all the Cucamonga guys and their clique gaslit this dude from jump when they saw that he was more successful, getting more success than they were having and getting bigger reactions. Because, and this is in the Young Bucks book, they kind of like to stir shit up everywhere they go. Even in their own company, where they're executives, they stirred up shit. Now, everybody can say it wasn't the Young Bucks who started the fucking rumor about Punk and Cabana, but I don't believe that for a second. Somebody did it, and it was somebody close to them. So if it wasn't the Bucks, and it wasn't Omega, and it wasn't Page, it was probably Cutler, or probably Daniels, or probably somebody real tight with those guys from the being the Elite crew. But somebody definitely started that fucking rumor and fed it to people like Meltzer and Alvarez and all the dirt sheets. And it got out. And for months that shit went on. For months it went on, and Punk kept his fucking mouth shut until he finally blew up. Because, and I've said it a million times, a lot of this stuff, in fact, a large amount of it, falls on the lap of Tony Khan. Yes, he did what many people think was right in this case because he was backed into a corner to do it. But what about all the other times he could have been that boss that he was today? He could have stopped all of this before it blew up last year at All Out, and he could have put a stop to it before any of the people who he suspended after All Out last year came back to fucking television by sitting them in a room and making them sort it all out. He didn't do that. That is his failure as a boss. Point blank, period. If he did, him not pulling up Jack Perry before the altercation with Punk started is his failure because, and this is known, Punk was asked to talk to Jack Perry about the glass spot he wanted to do on Collision by higher-ups in AEW because the dumb motherfucker wouldn't listen to those higher-ups who said, dude, real glass, you're going to get hurt, don't do it. Because he wouldn't listen to them, they drafted Punk to talk to him. And then he got butthurt, and then he did what he did on Sunday. That is fact, and it's been out there for a while. He didn't go up to Jack Perry because he felt like he needed to go up to him. He was asked to by someone above him to talk some sense into the kid, and then the kid did that shit on Sunday in response. I'm of the opinion that now that Punk's been fired, Jack Perry should also get kicked out the fucking door too. Because he kicked off the Powder Cake Sunday with his fucking actions. The incident itself is his fault. He may not have started the physical altercation, but he damn sure started the cycle of events that caused it. And that's why he should get fired. So, Tony Khan, congratulations for growing a set of balls in this case, but you still got more work to do. You got one more person to fire, and that person is Jack Perry. And I don't say that lightly. Like, who the fuck is he to, not listen to veterans who are trying to guide him? He's been in the business less than 4 or 5 years. Who the fuck is he? So, yeah, I'm of the opinion that those guys that if Punk got fired, it was kind of what had to happen. I'm not happy about it because I like the guy, but it was going this road anyway, where shit was going to come to a head and somebody was going to have to go. The elite guys just re-signed with the company, so it wasn't going to be them, so it was going to be Punk. It was just a matter of when. And it would happen today. That being said, it's a sad day for wrestling when one of the biggest names in the business gets fired. There are a bunch of people out here celebrating and cheering it on, and I don't know what the fuck y'all are happy about because it's not a happy moment. It shouldn't be a happy moment. Someone who a lot of people enjoyed what they did, enjoyed him for who he was, just lost somebody again that they support, that they love. All because of a bunch of bullshit that never should have happened in the first place. That's not something to celebrate. It's not. But it is what it is. If we see CM Punk in a wrestling ring again, we're lucky, in my opinion, because I honestly think he's done, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't come back. I wouldn't come back. It wouldn't be worth it to me at this point. I'd maybe come back for the Hall of Fame induction for WWE, but that's it. Fuck this. It's not worth it. It's not. So that's my opinion on this. It's a sad day for wrestling. And like I said, a lot of people are gloating about it right now, and I don't understand why. Seeing one of the biggest names in the business have go away again. All of our stuff that could have been avoided had people just been adults. That's a sad, sad, sad fucking moment. And it's a sad day, and it's a dark cloud on the business right now. Because it didn't need to happen like this. None of it had to go down like it did. None of it did. We didn't have to have this happen. It should have been sorted out before anything like this went down. Tony Khan should have been a boss before any of this shit went down the way it did. It did. And the fact that he wasn't is exactly why we're in the moment we're in right now. His failure to be an actual boss is why CM Punk is gone again. That's all I've got for this one, because it's just bullshit. It's fucking ridiculous. It really is. Like, grown ass men couldn't be grown ass men, and somebody lost their job over it. And it's unfortunate because that guy is somebody that a lot of people like. Anyway, that's all I've got for this one. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.